In this life, everyone can be touched, but absolutely not touched by this guy. Looking at the handwriting on the hand, it is also enough to know how many fierce battles he has gone through, to the point that any guy will be given to a boy. Nicknamed the child of the dead god, he took all kinds of seasons by himself, but he didn't bother anyone. So there was a gang who caught his sister, and the whole gang, to do evil things. So the journey from a wandering man, to a murderer, to a traitor. Please take a look at a product from 2023, which used to make him terrible as a security guard to get in, and see his name. In Taiwan, there is a very scary black socialist party that any woman who hears the name must be scared to death. It is the Team Thai group, led by Mr. Ngoy Kam Dao. They are not only rich by Boon Mai Thui, but also go to kidnap naive girls. With a young and pretty girl, they let people take away the price to sell to the big guys. If the girl is too old, they have come up with a way, that is to make a living for the guys of the Tibulan gang, to get a loan to sell money. They don't want the police to bother them. They fight for the lives of the girls in the same box as the concrete. Looking at the product that this gang created, everyone understands how many girls have to leave their lives here. That's why the victims' families often go to kidnap. However, the old man, Mr. Ngoy, has lost control of the police station, so everything is destroyed in one way or another. In the eastern region of Taiwan, there are two young girls named Tu Lin and Tu Bao. One day, their parents went fishing, met a big storm, so the son only allowed them to visit the house on the first day. To have a better life, Tu Bao took her sister and her sister-in-law to the hospital to wait for the kind person to come and take care of the children. However, because of wanting to stay with Mr. An, the children went to do intelligence to ensure that the husband and wife refused to accept themselves. Here, Tu Bao and Tu Lin are still in love with Ma Kuang, so they look like three people close to each other, like a picture with a shadow. Time flies quickly. The three younger brothers become 5 children and rush to move to a house on the outskirts of the lake to live. Although they don't have money, they don't have a house, but they always have a happy smile on their faces. Knowing that Tu Lin likes flowers, the two brothers built a huge garden to entertain their younger sister. Tu Bao often got sick. Tu Lin wanted to give his brother a new car, so he immediately went to the hospital to donate blood. After that, the girl brought home for his grandson the car with a face as if nothing had happened. Both were as happy as them, but didn't know that there was going to be a bad thing. And one night, when Tu Bao was about to take her sister home, suddenly, Tu Lin was attacked by a pack of thieves. He hurried to the cave of the Thien Tai gang. Tu Bao immediately jumped over the steel fence to go inside. Hearing the scream of his sister, he was about to come closer. Then suddenly, there was a guy behind him. Witnessing this accident, Haiyan Angel took a picture of Vai Vai with Tu Lin. The brother, like Tu Bao, felt extremely painful, but only knew to look into their eyes. After being shot in the head, the thief thought he was dead, so he went to the beach to make friends with the fish. After a while, the owner of the Thien Tai gang came. It turned out that through Tu Lin's blood donation, the grandfather discovered that the girl was carrying a small blood vessel, similar to Han's daughter's blood vessel. So the old man chose the girl to be a kind person. Immediately after that, the surgery was performed, and the grandfather remembered that the school handled this case with a bag of thick dollars. The next day, Tu Bao was lucky to escape death. Then the police called to identify Tu Lin's sister. He received the explanation that everything was caused by a traffic accident. Unable to bear it, the brother and his sister strongly refuted. They were killed in a fierce battle. At this time, both of them realized that the reason was just the two actors. In Tu Lin's ghost, an unknown man appeared. That is Da Vante, a police officer here. So he proved his innocence to his two brothers. So he came to help. Moreover, before that, the police captain gave him a recorder and said that all the criminals of the name of the chief and the Thien Tai gang are here. If I have any disease, how do you know to do it? As a joke, the next day Devante received the news that the captain had an accident in traffic and did not pass. Surely they killed the person who escaped. So he went to Tu Bao and Ma Kuang to ask for justice together. All of these are related to the death of Tu Lin. First is the grandfather, the owner of the Thien Tai gang. Next are the 4 Haws, including Dai Ho, Ainchi Ho, Tam Ho, and 4 Haws. Those are the 4 most powerful disciples of Han Tia. Next are the 2 big brothers of the T3 Lo gang. And finally, the name of the chief. After setting the goals, the 3 of them joined hands and implemented the plan to clean up this country. Tu Bao is the elder brother, but also the weakest. So he decided to practice Kung Fu. The result is that after a short time, he won the most popular martial arts contest in the market and has thousands of fans. As for Ma Kuang, he cut off his blood to go back to the Thien Tai gang. Many times, he had to give up his life for his uncle. Ma Kuang became the #1 soldier of the gang and was seen by his grandfather as an excellent trustee. On the other side, Devante gave the name of the chief of the police station before he signed the seal as evidence of crime that the captain tried hard to leave. He said that if you follow the chief, you will have money. You will have money. Just like that, Devante returned to the same side with this guy and became a dog for the Thien Tai gang. A few dozens of families from China went to the police station to protest. The chief of the chain of Dat Vante went to disband this team, so as not to affect the reputation of his grandfather. From the day he left, he was no different from the guy on the road to the market, doing things that were not like the police at all. After beating the people who entered the police station to come to Taiwan to find justice for his son, Dat Vante still packed all his luggage, then went to the police station and said, "If you don't leave this place, you will have to steal your place in this country." After saying that, he released a letter to threaten his son because he was worried that the name of the chief would have many other tricks. Because it meant that the 3 brothers had to forget their pride to do the things that they didn't want to do. One day, the chief decided to give up his dark social status to defend the title of Taiwan's prime minister. The person who was trusted by the chief to give up the title of the chief of the Tiantai gang was Dai Ho, one of the 4 names of Han Ta, and also the chief of this gang. Knowing this, Nyangai Lip Takma immediately reported to the other 2 brothers. He said that over the years, the 4 harems of his grandfather always fought with each other to gain power. He could take this opportunity to pull the strings, causing them to kill each other and take advantage of him. Knowing that the time had come, Jiu Bao, Lian Hashuo, thought of a scheme. That day, when the chief returned home, Han Tao was very happy because he would become the chief tomorrow. Then Jiu Bao suddenly appeared and ordered Han to go to meet Duk Chua. The next day, the Tiantai gang held a ceremony to wash their hands and hand over the title of chief on a mountain. In addition to having high-ranking officials to witness, the chief invited many harems to come to pay tribute to him. It is true that the mouth is round, but the belly is a pair of thorns. The golden hour has come, but people do not see Dai Ho, so the ceremony has not yet begun. On the outside, Jiu Bao also appeared to play the flute for the brothers to act comfortably. Da Fante led the police into a fight with Ma Kuang. The police let your father in and did not let you become a thief, understand? The dog ate money, then knocked on the door. Immediately, the 2 sides fought each other. But this time, Jiu Bao, Lian attached a bomb to a car, and then left. But Ma did not know that he had also given up. Da Fante and Ma Kuang immediately reconciled, so that they would not be suspicious. On the inside, when Jiu Bao just announced that Dai Ho would be the next chief, and was about to wash his hands of the gold market, he suddenly received a message. Immediately, he ordered the chief to find the murderer in 24 hours. When everyone got on the car and returned to the capital, Jiu Bao also took the initiative. He did not carry the bomb into the car, waiting for his grandfather, but attached it to the first car. Due to the old age, the 3 brothers had to live to complete the next plan. On the way to the basement, suddenly the bomb exploded, causing the car to turn around. When he came back, Jiu Bao washed his hands of the gold market to get the gold. He increased the number of liens, causing the children below to be unable to do anything. When he got off the car, Jiu Bao made more smoke bombs, then grabbed the hammer, and went up. What name is Anfang in that name? Davante also immediately had a happy face. When the smoke was out of the picture, he shot a few guys to help Jiu Bao with one hand. After that, he immediately gave his brother Ma Kuang a piece of gold. When Jiu Bao was attacking the old man's car, so as not to be suspected, Ma Kuang reached 1.5 kg. The 8-year-old man is half a kilo, but the 8-year-old man is still heavier than 0.5 kg, so Ma Kuang is immediately under control. Jiu Lian de Davante. Jiu Bao quickly ran away, so the police officer quickly chased after him, but everything was just the old man's wife. Ma Kuang also took the opportunity to rescue the chief and Thieu Fu out. When the chief's grandfather got on the other car, he found an old man's leg, a super fast sleeping pill. Immediately went to the emergency hospital. The chief was cut on the side of the country, causing all things to worry. However, suddenly there was a murderer who appeared to kill the next leader of Thientai's future organization. This also pointed to the whole grandfather, causing everyone to be sad and doubtful. To take care of the internal affairs, Ma Kuang said that the chief hired the murderer to be here. Ni fa min. I live for the party. I'm sure everyone understands that. The 8-year-old stood up and shouted at the face of the 4-year-old younger brother. Only you. You came to the big lake when you were not chosen to be the chairman, right? Tamaka. His mouth is hard to open, so he drinks 7 times before speaking. Fortunately, the fire did not burn. Many ways to escape. The 4-year-old was about to fall into his brother's mouth, but Mafe, Nietzsche, stopped. He knew that Ma Kuang was the one who stood outside the power struggle, and was the one who always followed his uncle in the most important cases. So Ni asked him, "Who is Uncle Mayo?" It could very well be the 4-year-old. It can't be. The 4-year-old has been raised by his grandfather since he was a young boy. Although he didn't leave, the 2 of them didn't care about their children. That's worth saying. The next person must be my brother, not the big lake. So he was upset. After saying that, Ma Kuang immediately stood up and left, leaving each with a thought. That night, when the 3-year-old boy came to the Thientai of the party to explain, Thieu Bao immediately followed. While this guy was going down to the island to adjust the construction materials, which are specifically rocks that we manage, Thieu Bao went to the port to give them a map with the attitude that the man had killed the big lake. Immediately, Tam Hai turned to Thieu Bao and said, "You hold your father and your mother-in-law? Do you know who my father is? Tell me, who is Uncle Miyu? If not, you have to bear with it." "I like your thigh," Thieu Bao just said. Then suddenly, this place turned off the lights, and the light turned off. In the dark space, like the life of his sister-in-law, he began to fight with them. With his father in hand, Thieu Bao immediately changed the direction of the island and hit them with his teeth to eat porridge. While Thieu Bao was looking for Tam Ha, 2 young men suddenly appeared from the market to help. It turned out to be Ma Kuang and Dagantai. The 2 wives were here to turn off the power, then turned into raincoats like Mr. Ain. Very quickly after that, they ran out like a dog cutting milk tea. Thieu Bao also reported Tam Hai to the port. After that, he got on the car and left. After completing the plan, the 2 grandchildren, Ma Kuang and Dajivantai, laughed in front of the raincoat and then went to the lake to kill the lake. On the other side, the little brother Oot from the lake had just returned home, and before he could hold his parents in his heart, he received the news that Tam He had just been killed and was missing somewhere. This made him extremely worried, because everyone knew that the 2 had been in conflict with each other since before. Today Tam is missing. He is suspected of being number 1. No one else but him. At the same time, Thieu Bao stood in the distance, looking at the door of the house, with his eyes clearly threatened that the next victim would be you, causing the 4 of them to have a doubt. The main character is no one else but Mr. Trung, who immediately called an IHHA and said, "Mr. Huyan, the big brother and Tam Sia were both killed. The next target would definitely be my brothers. The one, after all, is the chairman. He wanted to kill the 4 brothers to clean up the party. Convenient for the election to become a congressman. So, what are you going to do?" He hired the murderer. "I can also hire the murderer. I will look for M. Engine. Tai Ba Lo. Okay? Just do as you wish. Just turn off the machine. THN9. appeared right at the party of the two guys with the hat, Kiki and Lulu. Just hearing the name also sent the smell of animals. THHA said that when Tam HI met someone saw Ma Kwang there. I'm sure that Mr. Ho Hai has come to help the murderer. He wants to put all the blame on me. So if we cooperate to kill this old man, you two will get 20% of the profit of the Yen Te Gru. THA just said it. Then Ma Kwang called Lulu. After he turned on the speaker, Ma Kwang said that Mr. Trung wanted to kill TIHI because he suspected that he was a traitor. If you help him, you will get 25% of the profit. Now I'm coming to talk specifically. Instead, TEHI increasingly affirmed that Mr. Hawaii wanted to kill himself, so he had to take a step forward. He immediately signed 30% of the profit to put his hand on the Tai Ba Lo banner. Lulu was happy and said, I will continue to welcome Ma Kwang here, and you go back to take care of the old man. After tonight, he will be the chairman. At KO, TEHA immediately acted. Han Ta led 500 of his brothers to the hospital to beat Mr. Trung. However, when he arrived, he saw that the garden was not empty. Only the right thing. Knowing that he had eaten the salt-soaked tablecloth, THI returned and saw that he had been surrounded. No one else is NJJHH. So when THH called Han Ta, the old man outside sat next to him and heard everything. He thought that the boy was the traitor, so he told NJJH to confess. He couldn't take it anymore. Immediately, a bloody battle broke out. He acted a bit vile. THA also ran away, then went into the fight with his brothers. He didn't want to say a word. NJHH also left the battle. It is true that Liu Meng is famous for his knowledge. Han Qiao saw that the whole body affirmed that he was a traitor, but Sam Chht must have warned. Te Dai also turned out to be not enough. With the death of Feiang Tram, he also had to beat Ha, and Tha Sang Vinu was even more humiliated than Han Ta. However, NJJHASI, Heine's army was more crowded, so TIHI quickly had to join the brothers. But just a few minutes later, the door was broken on the outside. Knowing that there was no way back, THHA came out of the city and was hit by a bullet. Wanting to win the brotherhood, NGHEI ordered everyone to stop. No one wanted to do this. Mr. Trung considered TEHA as a son. JHSA considered Han Ta as his brother-in-law. In a situation that could not be done otherwise, NGHN struck a knife straight at the younger brother. Before going to the battle, TEHA denied the last words to his grandfather. Chan Hui, why did you do that to me? Right after, the old man had something wrong. NJJ HH's phone out and saw TIHL calling. TIHL was dead. The scene was over. Who told you I was Han Ta's man? Hearing this, I felt like I was dead. So what do you want? I want your daughter's heart. So, TIHI took Bangha Inchma home since she left the hospital. I want to let my grandmother know how it feels to lose the most loved person. THA refused to let her go. THN said that the old man took the heart of my younger sister to replace her. Not only my younger sister, but also thousands of other victims had to suffer the same fate. This made the older sister very excited, but still did not believe in her eyes. At the same time, on the side of the party of the two TBLO brothers, Ma Xisheng arrived at the place where they planned to meet. Seeing you take the girls in the heart is no different from the enemy, making him more and more excited. As soon as you took the bag from the crowd like the snow falling, Ma Xizeng immediately rushed into the open field with a new rule in this place. There was no guy in uniform who dared to use a gun, so they only dared to use a knife. As soon as Ma Xizeng came to the hospital to take pictures, with a hot personality like Kim, he did not want to put his feet up and down, so he gave each of the 5 guys a shovel. Not much to argue. Ma Xizeng has them as many as he should, the more the better. However, they were in the wrong direction, causing him to have no way out. Taking out the knife, Ma Xingong chopped off the old man Lulu and the container. After that, he cut off the hands of the boy, Kiki, then closed the door. It made the boys feel at ease outside. No need to go inside. Closing the coffin, the boy killed many girls. It was also when they broke the door. Fortunately, the police officer, Dut Van Tai, was there to help Ma Xizong. Before coming here, the two had an agreement with each other from before. After the boy, Kiki was sucked into the water. Dang Tai silently picked up the key and ran away, because this guy needed to go out to continue the plan of the 3 brothers. At the same time, the police officer went out to meet the head of the department head. The video went to the judge's office. Ma Xiaoyong received the interrogation, so both of them had to act. Who is behind this? I saw my head a little hot. I asked the guy outside to see what kind of wine he was drinking. Ma Xiaoyong picked up the old man, put the camera back on. The boy began to turn around to eat a 3-meter-long chicken. Continued to give the box of the police officer a hard beating on the table. Then he put the gun in his pants. However, the boy still said, "Why is there a weak police officer like you?" He was going to give up, but the school stopped him. Continue to interview. Then Troxay asked, "Where did you hide the letter? Where did I say it for so long? Unless your head is covered with a fur coat. Do you see your head looking like Fule?" After a while, Chiu Bio took the phone and released a piece of tape that Han Dangxie, Han Hong, invited his sister in the night box. If this is revealed, Han will definitely lose the game. So, Chiu Bito immediately said, "I will take you to get a piece of tape." Right after that, Han Ta got angry and took the car to take Chiu Bio to the garden. While opening the lock, Chiu Bito sent the location to his grandfather. "Take this guy down to the ground floor." You press the button to play video of Han's cake earlier. Then the school's name immediately entered the bang. Chiu Bei. Again press the button to say the name of the lake that was being dug here. In the dark, this guy used to be Chiu Bijo's name, so he immediately took out the ancient treasure. Chiu Bei also shot the gun, making both of them in the same lake. Dan Van Tai was also present at the time, giving the key to Mr. An to open his hands. Then both of them left immediately, before his grandfather and the boy appeared here. Seeing the phone of the school's old man coming up, the boy took the phone to pick up the phone, and Chiu Bito said he wanted to meet the old man. Lo Sansio, Cee Omo, Mo, lost his way, came to the Tebielo bank to pick up the girl. At the side of the port, Kiki's brother was drinking, and he remembered that his brother Lolo had passed away. Then suddenly there was a phone call saying that the old man had sent a code to kill Lolo, and now he was coming to kill a stupid guy like you. Received this message, Kiki was extremely angry, immediately gathered his brother to pick up the Tebalo bank. The old man and the second brother, NJHAIHHA, didn't know about this. The last day of revenge came. And thanked God for helping the three brothers. Inside, the Tebalo bank saw the car of the old man's brother. The old man immediately went out like a crazy guy. So that Mossy Attorney took the old man to the temple. Then went back to the war with the younger brother, who was the one who killed that guy. But all the dogs didn't know that he had killed the cat. Inside, Chubito called the old man to the statue. Mossy is young, and the younger brother came first, and the old man followed. Whoever came to the place, the old man was dead. And another surprise, it was Dat Van Tai suddenly appeared here. After Chubio told everything, the old man asked where my daughter was. But the old man, who had not yet broken the heart of the old woman, still bled. Seeing the strong support of the girl, the old man hugged the heart and cried a river, because he did not protect the girl. Masis ordered Chubi to avenge Julin, but Dat Van Tai stopped. They had given their lives to the police. It was too easy to kill. Understandably, the three of them left, because they wanted the old man to live in pain. Down below, they also called for help. It turned out to be the girls they buried in the cave, and prepared to get out of the water by the sea. At the same time, NJHAA also chased after the TBA. No one was killed. They ran in. Chubito immediately closed the door. They didn't see the coffin yet. They wanted to die, so Chubito prayed for him. The three brothers went up to find the coffin, together to clean the huge pit of the city. The one with the hammer used the hammer. The one with the sword used the sword. Dat Van Tai used the sword. However, NJHAA was a very cold-blooded man. He didn't swear that the lake was long-lasting, as cold as the door above compared to everything. However, one tree turned white. 3 trees fell down, so they climbed high. Chubito, along with Masiam and Dat Van Tai, replaced each other on very dangerous paths. While the two of them were traveling to each other, the old man saw the old man crying and said that the tea would bring him down to the yellow stream to make oxygen for the child. After saying that, the old man started to move the bridge. However, Dat Van Tai found out, then took a piece of iron and put it on a piece of paper. The man ran to the roadside, causing him to turn around and break his head. After that, he returned, but the iron was no longer held. So, the policeman took off his shirt and used his strength to pull the rope back. On the outside, Masi Juing was asked by NJHHH to give Chubito a heart-shaped knife. Chubito was wearing makeup for the man, so he went up to the name of the coffin and went down to the pond. He took a stick around the old man, then carried him up to the air, seeing that the young man was sighing and sighing for the last time. Dat Van Tai was in great pain. At this time, the special forces also arrived. The old man was going to take a knife and stab Chubito, but he was shot by the police. Suddenly, he smiled, because he saw that in the box was just a square flower, not the heart of the girl. Dat Van Tai could not stand it anymore. He shook his hand. Unfortunately, the brothers came to help. It took a long time for the police to arrive at the right time. Before Ma Si Chiang followed the call of the old man, Chubito said, "I will always be your brother-in-law." Finally, I was also able to meet Taimu Lin. At this time, Bien Min also disappeared at night. The three sat together with a painful heart, like a cut. Chubito rewarded himself with a gold medal after 3 days of trying. Dat Van Tai is also not inferior. The two brothers sacrificed themselves for the peace in this place. I just hope that the people who left the Golden Spring will be able to wash their hands. On the side of the square flower house, the daughter of Mr. On Yoi woke up. She saw a light around here. Anyway, Tiu Lin's heart is still alive in this girl. 3 months later, all the things related to the life and death of my Thi of the Thian Tai gang were put in prison. Jiobito and Masidong also had to stand in front of the horse. However, all the people who had female victims from other countries came before the court. Everyone also thanks the brothers for sacrificing themselves. This makes the two of them feel very warm and do not regret what they have done. Bring happiness to thousands of people. Making them laugh is the happiest thing. In the distance, somewhere, there is a shadow of Tu Lin in the doctor's uniform. The job that the dream girl is responsible for saving people. After laughing happily, the two heroes entered the altar to receive the reward of the Nights of Fun. Through the film, we can see that outside the society is still full of unemployment. There are not many happy families. So each of us needs to love with a sincere heart. We are full of evil. So today's youth is the future of the country. Tomorrow, must study really well, do really well, work really hard. The foundation of the performance competition is to be smart, so that we can build and protect the country. Happy 70th anniversary of the Independence Day. May 7, 1954. May 7, 2024. Good luck. That's all for today's film. The name of the film is at the beginning of the description, so you can search on Google to see the full set. If you think this video is good, don't forget to like, share the video, and subscribe to the channel to support us. If you'd like me to review any other films, please leave your comments below. Thank you all. I love you. Bye-bye.